I left McKinsey. I was thinking to start my own business because I always had an aspiration that I'll have my own company. My college friend, he was one of the co-founding members of Zomato. He called me one fine day that, dude, I have a solid business idea. You're in Chandigarh right now, just come to Delhi. I started SISL back in 2012 with my college friend from a basement, like a 2-bedroom basement, where I used to live in one room and the other room used to be our office. It's been an amazing journey of almost 14 years since we started SISL.
We as Redington also has been a part of your journey. I think we've associated with you since your inception.
I've had very, very fond stories with Redington. I remember like the first order that we had picked up, it was a very small order. Since then we have shared very, very strong relationships. If you don't trust each other, you can't operate. So Redington has been that one partner which has always been supportive to us. Redington has been an all-weather friend.
Many people leave a McKinsey consulting role in Chicago in their 20s and come back and build something from scratch in India. Today's guest did exactly the same. Arjun Mittal graduated from SRCC, spent time at McKinsey, and then took a bet on himself, co-founding SISL Infotech at 24, a system integrator that delivered projects for Government of India. And he did not stop there. In 2016, he co-founded TechJockey, one of India's first online software marketplaces, now giving thousands of businesses a smarter way to discover and buy technology in this country. You know, in this conversation, we're going to go beyond the platform to understand the thinking, the gaps he's spotted early on, and what keeps a young entrepreneur building. Hi, I'm Jaya, Channel Marketing Head India for Redington, and welcome to Technogram, a Redington flagship podcast series where we bring together our partners, leaders, and change makers in the technology ecosystem. And today I have with me here Mr. Arjun Mittal, the founder and the CEO for SISL and TechJockey. Welcome to Technogram, Arjun.
Thanks, Jaya. Thanks for inviting me.
So Arjun, where did it all start for you? You know, leaving a cushy job at McKinsey, coming back to India and building something from scratch. So what made you take that bet?
It's been an amazing journey of almost 14 years since we started SISL. Back in the year 2012. So we were very young. So I was just 24, still didn't know what to do in life, but always had the passion to start my own company. I started SISL back in 2012 with my college friend from a basement, like a 2-bedroom basement, where I used to live in one room and the other room used to be our office, and the team used to work there. So that's the beginning of how SISL started. But the journey before that, so I had left McKinsey. I was thinking to start my own business because I always had an aspiration that I'll have my own company. Meanwhile, my college friend, he was one of the co-founding members of Zomato. So he called me one fine day that, dude, I have a solid business idea. You're in Chandigarh right now, just come to Delhi. He told me about this opportunity that we have, that we can create a company around IT and build a strong story because there's enough opportunity. So while I was working in McKinsey, I got an exposure of doing a big IT transformation project. So I was quite excited about the entire IT world, how IT operates. And that is where the entire discussion started. And I think within a week, we had the company up and running. We bought this company. So SISL used to be Siemens in India.
Okay.
Till 2011. So we thought, let's create a brand which is more known in the market.
Okay.
So earlier on, people used to think we are Siemens, but we were actually not. So two college, young lads selling IT, don't know about the IT background. Actually, we didn't even know the Norton antivirus at that point of time was owned by Symantec. So we had no IT background, but it's just that we were committed, we were passionate, and we wanted to create something big. So that's the entire journey started. And since then, it has been a very strong roller coaster ride. Yeah, we've been having a great time.
I think that is a very courageous decision to take at that age. And I think you just had met the right set of people, right opportunity from get-go.
Yes, that's true actually. So you need to have the right team. So the right kind of people, especially your co-founder, has to be very, very important. The synergies matched because we've been very close friends since college. The mindset, the way you work. So I think really helped. And from there, the journey has been continuing. In the existing phases, I remember I had a My teacher, he used to give me coaching. I got him as a CTO because he used to work for Infosys. So that is how we created a company like where we had asked people to join us. We were a very small bunch of people. So that's the story of SISL, how it started. So yes, that's very, very important.
I mean, one thing that pops out is SISL works majorly with public sector and government of India. And you being so young and the organization being so young, what makes people trust you? Or it's a very difficult segment to work in.
So it's a very interesting story actually. Like generally, if a person starts their business, especially in IT, they start from enterprise or corporates and then get into public sector. But our journey was completely vice versa, where we started SISL scratch from government and then got into enterprise. So definitely the entry to barriers to entry are very, very big. But somehow we got a great breakthrough where we got an opportunity where that point of time one of the OEMs gave us an opportunity to be their authorized partner in one of the government departments, and it really helped us because then we were able to get into it and make it big from there because we were young, we were aggressive, we were dynamic. So like at one point of time then we were able to capture, and there was a big vacuum at that point of time because a lot of these big players like 𝗱𝗲𝗃𝗀 and HCLs of the world were moving out of the public sector business. So there was a big vacuum for a good system integrator. I think we were there at the right time, at the right place. And from there, we were able to create a strong story.
Absolutely. And I think that start gave you a push because credibility is something that is built, it's not built overnight, right? It you consistently kept on delivering to build that trust with the segment.
Yes. So you have to actually deliver. If the customer is trusting you, but trust only works once. But if you don't deliver it, if you don't prove yourself, I think it won't happen twice. So we were very, very committed in terms of whatever we were promising to our customers. And that's the reason the legacy has still continued. So we gave a lot of value to our commitment. And we also invested a lot of money into the teams that we are building and the technologies, because we started with one specific technology, but since then we've expanded because our go-to mantra was just to land and expand. And whatever customer is asking for, we had to deliver. So we wanted to be a one-stop shop for all our customers. So we never said no to our customers. And we made sure that we get maximum business out of that customer. So that's the reason today, whatever size we've grown as a company, we started new verticals, understanding the customers, problem statement, and went back, got the right solutions and came back and implemented them. So that's how the company has grown overall. We started in public sector because that's very, very difficult in India, especially for a company which has no credentials. And right now the government is very friendly towards startups, but in 2012 I don't think so there was you need to have a certain set of criteria for that. So it was really, really difficult, but we were very passionate. We never used to listen no to an answer. So we were that's the entire push where we started SISL.
So you guys were the OG entrepreneur startup owners at
we
that
never
point.
thought so, but yeah, we were very passionate. We were very aggressive. We were very jugadus. So that's how the entire industry also used to know us. These are the new kids in the market, and they're very we were trying to disrupt, because that time people were so used to working in a certain set of way the industry used to operate, and somehow we created a lot of ripples in the industry. So a lot of news were going around that this is a one-night stop shop, they'll fly by night kind of an operator. They won't be able to survive in the market. But we were very clear that we are here and we're going to be here forever, and we are going to rule this industry.
There's one thing for sure, it takes a different kind of courage to leave a very cushy job at McKinsey and start from scratch from a room office.
So I was very clear, because when you're young, you have that appetite to take risks. So I was very clear in my head, if I don't leave it right now and if I wait for another 5 years, I don't think so I'll be able to take that plunge, because your opportunity cost in life keeps on going up and your comfort levels are going up. So the risk-taking appetite at such a young age, so I'll suggest all my people who are watching, if you can take risk early on in life rather than waiting for a certain period, I think that's better. So we were young, we had no liabilities, we had no, we were not even married, so we had no commitments or financial obligations. So in that sense, we were able to take that plunge. We knew even if we fail, we can always go back. But we didn't want you to regret by not even trying.
Didn't take that chance.
Yes. So that's the reason.
And it paid off fabulously well for you guys.
Yes, God has been kind. So yeah, so we never envisioned that the company will become so big that right now we are there in 15 plus countries and we have almost 4,000 plus people working for us. So we never thought, because that point of time we were very, very small. We used to celebrate each and every PO that used to come in. Every PO used to follow by a drinks party. with the team. So yeah, the things have really changed. But yes, like the journey has been amazing.
So now when we talk about SISL, you have another company called TechJockey,
Yes,
right?
yes.
So Arjun, how did TechJockey come into existence? As in, what was the gap that you spotted which others weren't? And how did you kind of come about?
So TechJockey actually came at a very right point of time because we had almost spent 4 years in the industry. So we were now part of the industry. We understood the ups and downs of the industry. We saw there's a big gap, like especially these OEMs. Like to one customer, they used to sell the same product for 1 crore rupees, and the next customer, they're selling the same product for 2 crore rupees. And also on the other side, like the customers were confused which technology to buy, which is the right solution. There's no like a neutral platform. And that point of time, our friends in Zomato was like really doing well. There was a boom in the startup ecosystem. Then this SaaS story came in where people like Adobe's of the world, where like you could buy a license like buying a movie ticket or buying a flight ticket. So we thought this is the right time. We should create a platform like TechJockey, where we can invite all the OEMs to come and list their products, list their prices. Like still it's a challenge. And people can now visit the website, see a particular industry, choose the right technology, and let's be the consultant for them. So that's the story of entire TechJockey, how the vision started. Because we saw that was not happening outside India as well. It was not just an India problem. I think it was more of an industry problem. I thought, so like we thought if we are able to crack this in India, we can take it global. So that's where the entire techjockey.com, the marketplace story started.
And I think you also caught the pulse pretty early on than the market.
Yes.
Because I mean, distribution traditionally has been moving boxes. But I think what you did was kind of moving into a solution mode where there was consulting to your clients also. Plus, you have the opportunity to select and create your own solutions. I think the client got that transparency that was missing in the whole system.
So I think that was very, very important because the industry actually came in after that. Like I saw all the hyperscalers, like GCP has their own marketplace now. AWS has their own marketplace. In fact, Redington has their own marketplace because then the trend started of building marketplaces on the IT side, because at that point of time, the industry was actually moving boxes, not at all solution approach. But now because of all the challenges which are coming in, so I think our industry is also with AI coming in, I think the industry is also moving towards that side. So our industry is maturing. Customers are much more knowledgeable and the OEMs know what to sell and how to sell.
Absolutely. It also aligns to the whole idea. I mean, the customers are very well aware right now.
Yes.
And we need to cater to those problems.
Yes. Because gone are the days where you can just sell a box solution because customers don't even want to talk about it. When I meet a CIO personally, he would like to understand what's new happening. What's something different that I can bring on the table. That's the value add as a partner that I can get it for him. Otherwise, if I'm just selling a laptop or a server or a storage, I think they are well trained and well certified enough to take a call. But as the industry is moving, so I think the partners and the distributors and the OEMs are also like maturing that phase.
Great. So Arjun, I think you obviously very well understand what your customers need. What about your employees and your organization? As a leader, how have you built up a culture in your organization, and how do you see it being a part of the growth trajectory that you are planning? So
culture has always been a very, very core principle in our company. My partner comes from Zomato, right? Zomato is known in the market, especially in the startup ecosystem, for their culture. I come from McKinsey. McKinsey is known globally for their culture. So I think culture was very, very important to both of us from day one. We always wanted the people who are there in the organization just don't come to office just to work. They should actually feel that they're adding some value, are connected to the brand, and it's more like friends and family, because that's the ecosystem, the transparency that we have in our office, the kind of people, the like-mindedness. I think culture has always been, and we're known in the market for building strong cultures, because that is something which we can't compromise at all. So how does a celebration typically look like at TechJockey? So how often do you celebrate? So I think it used to happen quite regularly, especially when we were young. I think now we're getting older, but yeah, it used to be a monthly or a weekly affair. We used to go out a lot for drinks, but the celebrations have always been crazy. We have so many stories from our offsites, from our team parties, from our outings, from our trips, which we all cherish. Like I know a lot of people who've left our company, they still remember those days which we've spent together. We have crazy parties all over, and I think now we are getting a little sober, but yeah. So
So you
yes,
party
lot of,
hard, as it says. You
yes,
party
work hard,
hard and
party
work
harder,
hard.
and enjoy the moment, and make sure like you are there and spending a good time and creating a lot of good memories around.
That's a very amazing point that you've put together, because culture and growth, I mean, on paper sounds something different than on on grounds.
Yeah.
And how you incorporate in your day to day is very important. Secondly, with the whole Gen Z coming into the workforce, I think culture becomes all the more very important for an organization.
Yeah, so theoretically, culture and actually implementing in practical world is totally different. So our HRs have been doing a great job in imbibing those strong culture here. Like, because we have a lot of youngsters who start their career journeys. Like, a lot of our people, I think almost 30% of the people working with us are doing their first jobs. So I always want them to cherish their memories, because you always remember your first job. Like, no matter where you are in career, but you'll never forget your first job. So we want to ensure people who are starting their journeys with us will always have good memories, good times with the brand. So that's the reason, like, you come to our office, you'll see something buzzing. Like, I've got so many statements that it actually feels that you are entering into college rather than an office setup. So that's the kind of culture we've always ensured. And also a lot of transparency has to be there as a leadership. So that's what we've always tried to imbibe. Like, we've always been transparent in terms of what we're doing, what's our plan.
So you've built 2 organizations now. So what is the most valuable lessons for you building these 2 organizations, and I'm sure more in future?
So there have been so many lessons, because once you are in that entrepreneur, like, all the decisions are not correct, right? You make a lot of mistakes. And the best thing is that you need to learn from your mistakes. So we have also made lots and lots of mistakes, lost a lot of money in crores while doing those mistakes. But the best thing is learning from those mistakes and coming back strong together. So I think the most valuable lesson which I've learned is not to get egoistic while doing a deal. Like, initially we were very young, we were aggressive, we used to pick up a lot of deals just for the sake of picking it up. But now we've started saying no, understand which are the right deals and which are not the right deals, looking at the cash flow, looking at the profitability, because earlier we just used to pick it up and see what will happen, we'll manage. But if you're running a company, you have to be very careful, because one bad deal actually negates the 100 good deals that you're doing. So saying no, making sure you're focused, I think those are the lessons which I've learned personally while running this company, and making sure that those processes are implemented on the ground.
Okay. So when you talk about decision making, what is your criteria of decision making? Does quick decision, taking a quick decision is an opportunity cost versus being indecisive about something?
I think decision making has been the biggest strength for a brand, because we've always been known to take a decision and then think about it. Because I don't know, might be different for other people, but whatever decisions where we have really spent a lot of time thinking, we've not been able to execute. The bad side of it is that we made a lot of mistakes. But I think with the age, we're getting that maturity. So decision making has always been very strong. If you are doing it, we're doing it. If you're not doing it, we're not doing it. It won't take much time. And that is what we expect from our people. So I don't want people to wait for the approvals from the management. We've given enough authority to people to decide on the spot. So I think decision making for any big organization has to be strong, like the way people operate in a startup. That's the reason they're disrupting the market. If you can't work like a bureaucratic organization where there are like 10 different approval processes and you're waiting for those to take decisions. So I think decision making is very important.
When you empower your team and you give them the right tools, the speed and the scale of growth is really...
That's very important, especially trusting your people. They might make mistakes and backing them up, because if we don't back them, then next time they'll not be able to take those decisions. So I think we need to be create an ecosystem where your people are not doubting the decisions or not have the confidence to take decisions. So I think that is how an organization really grows. So to giving authority to your people to take right decisions and take risks, because nothing is risk-free in life, especially in this entrepreneurial journey. Yes.
So you talked about your team. We as Redington also has been a part of your journey. I think we've associated with you since your inception.
So I've had very fond stories with Redington. I remember like the first order that we had picked up, it was a very small order. We started with Redington, Chandigarh. So me and my dad, we went to Redington's office because we didn't know how to get the order loaded, right? So we went and met the local leadership there. They were very warm. So they helped us in executing that deal. Since then, we have shared very, very strong relationships. From Chandigarh, then we moved to Delhi because we became too big and a lot of internal tussle between Redington teams happened. But yes, like we've had lots and lots of good stories. So Redington has been our de facto distributor since inception. Still, they are having the largest wallet share. The kind of relationships that we've had with the Redington leadership has been really, really strong. And I think that's how business happens, right? If you don't trust each other, if you don't like have the comfort or flexibility, you can't operate. So that way, I think Redington has been an all-weather friend, because in business you have good times, you have bad times. You actually get to know which are the people who are standing with you when the times are not good. So Redington has been that one partner which has always been supportive to us.
And I think in current tech scenario in India, I think partnership is very important.
Yes.
Because it's all about collaboration.
True.
One standalone identity cannot kind of work throughout.
Yes.
So you need good partners, good team members, around you to kind of have that impact.
So end of the day, if you are just working alone, right, you're one human being, you have 8 to 12 hours in a day. So you have a limited growth, right? So to actually grow in life, you need to have a bigger ecosystem through your own employees, through your OEM relationships, through your distributor relationships, through your customers, right? The successful people are those who have the biggest networks and the relevant networks. I think that ecosystem is really, really important to grow. So that is what we also believe in, and we always thrive, and that's how the organization is growing. From 1 person to 4,000 employees in almost 14 years.
That's an incredible journey to have, and we are very proud that we are part of that journey.
Thank you so much.
One last question, what is one thing that we as Redington do for you that no one else is doing for you?
I think there are a lot of things. One thing that Redington has always been more supportive is actually giving us good feedback about our company.
Okay.
So they don't mince their words. If you're doing something wrong, I think the comfort that
they'll call it out.
they actually tell us this is something that you guys are not doing, and this is where the problem is there in your company. I think we listen to that feedback really, really seriously. And they've always been very supportive, especially in structuring those big deals.
Okay.
The flexibility that they get for us, the OEM relationships, the comfort, and because it's end of the day, it's a joint effort. It's not just like I can do it alone or they can do it alone. We have to work like a team. So that way, I think that comfort is there, very strong with the Redington team.
And I mean, on behalf of Redington, I can also very clearly say that for us, our partners mean a lot. Yes. And your growth is something that we have it at our core, because if you grow, we grow together with you.
True.
And we would love to maintain that partnership and be a part of your journey.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Jaya, and thank you to the entire Redington leadership to always supporting us. And I'm sure sky is the limit. So there are a lot of things that we need to do together.
Absolutely.
And we're very positive about the entire relationship that we have.
Thank you, Arjun, for such kind words. For Redington, our strength is our partners. And to have partners like you makes us who we are.
Thank you so much, Jaya. Thank you so much for inviting us. And thank you for all the partnership and all the support that Redington team has been giving us. So thank you from our side.
Any day. Thank you so much for watching Technogram. Today we had Arjun Mittal from TechJockey with us.